With us, we have Harshit Bapna. Harshit is an alumni of 2012-16 batch of Department Civil Engineering of this university. He has over 5 years of experience, corporate experience, and currently serving in one of the prominent MNC, that is Cisco, as a project specialist. In JVT, he is a very active member of cultural wing and significantly contributed organizing dance. He has one group, call it as Fist Fusion, I remember that. And apart from this, he has been all contributed into the marketing and advertising related events in JYC. He has also completed MBA. Currently, he is working in Cisco as a project specialist. So without wasting much of your time, I will like to call Harshit to take over the session. Please welcome Harshit Bapna. Yes, Harshit.
Thank you, Abhishek sir.
Yeah.
Share my screen. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Abhishek sir, the college, the administration for inviting me, and welcome all. I've been told this is an orientation program, so congratulations to each and every one of you to be a part of this wonderful college life that is 4 years that are ahead of you. So this is the so I'll start with my journey. You'll find that there are some of the picks, some of the learnings that I gained throughout my 4 years at JP, and beyond that, that probably would help you how you will shape your way going forward. So this is one of the photo that reminds me that you are a person of inputs from so many organizations, people behind you that eventually results in something that what you are today and what you would be in going future. So welcome all. So as much of it has been already covered, but I'll still say a few things that what I have done. So I did my engineering from JP in civil. I had my dance group called Fist Fusion. We were 3 times Dickonox group dance winner in the campus. We were also the winner at Sharda University and first runner-up at DU College. It's actually Vivekanand College of DU University. In 2016, I was placed in 3 companies from the campus itself. One was Era Constructions, the other one was Infosys and Cognizant. Later, I chose to be a part of Infosys, wherein I was awarded high performer at Mysore training program. In 2018, my research paper was published. It was on the feasibility studies of developing energy efficient buildings in JUT campus. So this was part of my majors that I did in 4th year at the college itself. So I completed my engineering in 2016. My paper was published in 2018. So yeah, hard work does pays off. And in the same year itself, in 2018, I was part of 2 dance covers. One was from the Telugu song and the another one was from Kannada. The reason I'm telling you, because the Kannada song went so viral that the actor himself, Siva Rajkumar sir, he invited us to meet him at his residence. So that was yes, a milestone in my life. I did my engineering, I did my MBA in marketing from IMT Ghaziabad from 2019 to 21. I was part of entrepreneurship cell over there. There itself in 2020 last year, I started my own startup called Innocon. So it's a fundraising platform for early stage startups. Last, I think 2 weeks back, we completed the second round of funding for our second startup, that is EventBeep. Earlier, we raised funds for DYT, that is Do Your Thing. And in 2020 itself, I got the PPO offer. This year, I joined Cisco as project specialist. So these are some of the picks from my journey. This is, as I told, from the sets of that Kannada song that we did. This pick is from the college itself, wherein I participated in various events in the college.
Harshit, sorry to interrupt you. Are you sharing your any kind of PPT?
Yes.
No, it's not visible. It's not visible.
Okay.
You have to share it.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Is it visible now?
No, right now it's not. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th button in the down, in the bottom. Present now. There is a square button and which is having an arrow. There you can share it with the full screen.
I chose entire screen.
Okay, but it is, and the PPT, is it in the open state? Yes, now it's being visible. Yes. Now you can show it.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, fine. So I was on this slide. So these are some of the pics from my journey. This is the sets from the Kannada song Tagru. This is some of the events that I participated when I was in JP. Various events that I'm actually very glad that there are so many events that happen at JP. And this is from my Mysore training. So behind you can see the Global Education Center. Mysore training. Some of you might know that it's actually world-class corporate training that is known globally. This is during my MBA days. When I was part of entrepreneurship cell, I got an opportunity to meet so many founders, so many personalities, so many dignitaries who are working in the industry. So he is Mayur Mundada. He is actually the founder of Ambition Box, which was later acquired by Naukri.com. This is another pic during my days at JP. So I think I can proudly say that I'm one of the few person who have stayed in all the 4 campuses that were famous during my time. So this is from JUT Solan. This is JUT, our own campus. We also performed. We actually went to JP 128 and 62 as well. So 128 is not because of some different reasons, but yeah, 62 we did went there for placement reasons. This is from Sharda, and this is from Vivekanand College. So here is the agenda for my presentation. So I'll be covering 4 things. One is college life, the networking part that I think is very important in any student's life, or be it a professional life as well. Hustling, that I think I learned this thing pretty late when I was part of ESAL at IMT Ghaziabad, but this is something that should be there during our graduation days itself. And some of the recruitment tips that I think everyone should really follow in their career ahead. So a few things about college life, guys. So many of you come to the campus, you'll find there are so many extracurricular activities that happen in the campus. You'll have world-class facilities over here. Be it you talk about the multipurpose hall, the stadiums out there. There are different societies. During our time, there was societies like Photography Club, or we had the JYC, JP Youth Club. So there are so many activities. Just go out there, guys, and be part of those clubs. These are very important. They shape you as a person, as a personality. You will learn so many things during a technical course in the college, but these things essentially increase your knowledge base. If you want to improve yourself as a holistic personality, you should be a part of all these activities. Second thing is hostel life, guys. So many of you might be coming out of your homes for the first time. Some of you might have stayed in PGs for during your preparation time. But guys, hostel life is so much different than what you have experienced it in the past. I think I would love to call it a mini India. On an average, you'll find people from 15 to 20 odd states living in one, a huge campus. There are different cultures. People are celebrating different festivals. There are different mindset that goes into, any problem solving or probably identifying any problem. So these are very important things. You learn so many things, and these things are essentially very important when you go into a corporate life. Wherein you find people, you will be working in teams. There's a concept which is very famous these days. This agile concept, these scrum teams. And essentially, if you look at these, what is an scrum team? Scrum team is actually teams who have people from different technical background, who bring diverse perspective to the table and eventually find a holistic solution to the given problem, the given challenge. So this is something you start learning from your hostel life itself. Third thing is library. I learned it pretty late that library is actually very, very important. It's not about only during, you'll go to the libraries at the last moment during your exams, just before your exams to study or to get some peace from from the chaos in your room. That is not true. During my MBA days, I learned that it is so much beyond the curriculum books that are out there. There are so many newspapers, magazines, journals, and you should be always up to date. You should always at least give say half an hour, spend half an hour, start with half an hour or spend an hour onto newspapers. Read about different magazines. If you don't have a habit of reading a newspaper, pick a magazine, read it. Maybe take a week to complete the magazine, but just go there. Just give holistically or religiously follow this thing routine. Maybe spending half an hour, maybe in the night, but use the facility. It's one of the best libraries that I've seen across many institutions, and trust me, I have seen so many libraries out there. Another point is bright mind. So guys, understand this thing. So I assume that there are 600 odd people in 1 year. Going with this mathematics, there are almost close to 2,400 people in the campus staying at the same time. Guys, there are so many intelligent people out there. If you have any idea, anything that you want to build right from your first year, talk to them, talk to your faculties. They'll give you so many good ideas, so many inputs to polish on your ideas and leverage these things, because you won't get this scenario, this setup in your corporate life. In corporate life, you'll be hardly working with your own teams, a team of 50, 60 people. You'll be oddly interacting with 5 to 10 people on a daily basis. Probably going down the line, you will be knowing 10, 20 people, odd people outside your teams. But you cannot share so many ideas that you have already in your mind with these people. There are certain things that you can't talk really openly about these things. Though the culture is changing, but still there are a few things that you want to do apart from your professional life, but you can't discuss it over there. But this is the best time you can do this. And there are 4 years. You can try, you can fail, you can learn, and then you can again try. This is the best thing that you can do in the campus. And politics, so this part is actually very related to extracurricular activities, and this is very important. So there are so many clubs and committees, and politics is bound to happen. It's everywhere. It's evident. Even if you walk into a business world, into a corporate world, it is out there. It's the best time to be prepared about these things. They nourishes you how to tackle things, how to approach things, how to connect with people, how to establish or maintain those connections and leverage those connections. Everything you can learn over here. We have politics in a different scenario. We don't have politics as in an active politics like you have in government colleges. But this is, trust me, it's equally important. It's very important actually. These are some of the pics that I again found from my archives. So this is, I found one of the thali that used to be served in the mess. So obviously you can see 2 other pics, one in where we are making a bhel puri, and the other one is the Maggie. I'm not sure who is in the call. They probably would ask you that these things are not allowed. But these are some of the things that you will remember post your college life. This pic is after, I think we were playing Dumb Sharadus in the mess building post some event. I'm not very sure. This is another pic. This is I put in here because to tell you that you guys are coming from so many different backgrounds. You'll be celebrating so many festivals together. This is one of the pic from Raksha Bandhan, wherein one of my friend he was tied Rakhi from her sister, her called sister in the campus. This is during our practice time in the common room, and these are some of the other pics. I think we were in Bhuvna, probably in Sara Hotel, celebrating some birthday or something. So yeah. The second part I want to talk about is networking. So as I already told you that it's a huge batch. Communicate with people, talk to them. Don't leave your communication lines dormant. Always keep them active. At least it should be this much active that you can always come back to those people and talk to them for anything that you think these are the people who could give you some sound advice. So that is very important. Guys, networking is something that we have learned in our MBA colleges, that it's actually the bread and butter of how you survive in the industry. You can gain as much of knowledge from your classrooms, from your study, from your personal learning and everything. But the opportunities you can get, next level opportunities, because of your network. You know everything, but if you don't know where to apply that knowledge, it's actually total waste of that knowledge. That's what I personally believe. That's what we in the industry always feel. And this is something that you should always start doing from day one. Nobody told me in my college days that this is very important. We otherwise probably would have been at different places right now than what we are doing right now. So this is one thing that yeah, do it. Second thing is industry connect, industry knowledge. Guys, many times people complain that what we are being taught in classrooms is actually totally different what is being applied in the industry. That is totally true. You have to understand from the third point itself, that is VUCA. VUCA essentially means volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. So guys, try to understand this. The time the course was designed for you and you are being taught in your classrooms is a time when the industry is already going through a transformation. So the course cannot be, enhanced every now and then, every other day, because every other day you will see disruptions happening in the technology, disruptions happening in the industry. So you have to interact with people, you have to connect with people, be it your alums, be it your, I can take a scenario. So if you are in first year, even if you talk to your peers in your fourth year, by the time you are in fourth year, they are into the industry for say 3 or 4 years. So they have more knowledge about the industry than you. So always talk to them. understand what is going in the market, what is the current skill set that is being needed in the market, and that way it would help you to shape or actually make you an informed decision where you really want to go or head into the industry. So this is again a very important thing. Don't shy, don't think that what people would think. I've always said to people that even if you reach out to 100 people on LinkedIn, probably 50 would reply, probably 10 would take out the conversation any forward, or probably 2 would help you. But remember, 2 is still better than no one, right? You started from 0, you now have 2 people. So don't be afraid of this. The third part is hustling. So guys, I'm going a little fast because there was a lot of content and we started a little late, so I don't want to waste any, make you sit behind. So this is an important line. It says, गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. This is again very important. So as I told you, in 2020 itself, in last year, I started my own startup. It's called Innocon. Guys, during my journey, when I was part of eCell, entrepreneurship cell at IMT Ghaziabad, I learned that we can do so much things. We can try so many things, maybe a product, a service. We can start our own startup. The problem is the moment we enter into a college, we start from the approach of a job seeker. That should not be the case. We should always be the job creators. Look, understand, when you, in the 4 years of your engineering, when you start from the mindset of a job creator, you are already preparing yourself. Even if you fail, you can always seek a job in another organization or any dream organization that you really want to be a part of. But if you never would try being a job creator, probably you would never take this chance again in your corporate life. So never do that. You'll see, I know that many very little startups actually succeed. Hardly 10%, or maybe you can say 5 out of 100 startups succeed. But those 5 startups actually they tried, or the 91 startups they also tried. They learned something. Do that thing. Always try. You have 4 years. You can do it. There are so many people around you. They can give you so many feedback on your product or your service, how to improve upon it. But do try. Probably you'll end up with something that you never dreamed of when you entered the college. So this is one thing. Second thing is openness to experiences. Guys, this is a normal inhibition within us that we don't try new things. Fear of failing in front of others. Don't do this. Always be open to new experiences. Try new things. Unless you haven't tried, you will never understand that maybe you are good at it, or maybe look, a certificate of participation is always better than no certification. That is one thing that you always should keep in your mind, right? In fact, even if you trying new things, think in this way. Even if you don't succeed, but these things could eventually end up in your CVs and it could reflect your profile. The companies would see you as a person who, even if they give any out of the box opportunity or out of the box task within the organization, you are a person who would actually give 100%. Even if you fail pass, that doesn't matter. But you are the person who's the right person to give the task, because you're gonna give 100% to it. So that is very important. And the third thing is explore your 4 years. People coming out from their homes from 12th, from the they have this notion that no, I'm good at this thing, I probably won't try new things, something like this. But these are 4 years. You don't know what you can really achieve in your life. You have different flavors to your personality, but the problem is we never give enough time, opportunity, exposure to those flavors of our personality. Don't do that. Utilize all 4 years. Start from day one in your college, and explore this wonderful journey. This is another side, though I put it in here because I want to tell you this thing. So nobody in my college days told me that I could be a job creator. Even if I if I do hustling, I could eventually end up being a entrepreneur at some point of time, though I am right now, but probably I would have started much earlier. It's similar to what you hear these days, like mutual funds, SIPs. Start doing it from day one, instead of waiting for you'll get probably higher packages in the future and you'll start over that time. No, don't do this. This is the right time. Do it now. So the first and the third picks are during my majors that I did as my project. So few days back, I was discussing with my college friends, and we were thinking that even if we would have been able to create something like a portable, biogas creator for an urban household, probably if we would have started back in 2016, it's 5 years now, we would have been a great startup, maybe selling, transforming societies, transforming the environment around us, and building a wonderful business model out of it. So this is something that we lacked. I don't want you to regret after your college that you didn't tried something that you could have done better. And the this pic is actually from the JP Noida campus. We went there for some interview process. So yeah. This is the last section of my presentation, wherein I'll talk about some of the recruitment tips that I think you should always keep in your mind. Guys, so I believe and I know that most of us think that we have already so many things in our CV. We probably do these many things in 4 years of our life and put them on our CV, and probably will create a good CV. But the problem is we don't start on day one. We start on the day in the year 4, which is actually too late. So some of the things that you should always keep in your mind is, first, stick your CV in front of you. Day one, take a hard copy, stick it in front of you. Okay, ask your friends to look at your CV, look at it, and draw a personality out of it. Then only you'll understand how the recruiter will see you when he looks into your CV. Okay, and second thing that happens is, when you look into your CV and you see there are so many blanks out there, you have, guys, 4 years to fill in those blanks, and so it's a huge time. You can do anything. You can actually come out with a whole together different personality from what you have entered into the college. So that is one very important. Second thing is, put on the recruiter hat. Problem is, we think always in terms of our CV, our roommate CV, our friend CV, or our competition. That is our batch. That is absolutely wrong. Don't think in that way. Always think from the recruiter's way. Look, you are one college, you are one candidate from that one college. The recruiter is going to hundreds of colleges. There are thousands of students who are coming out as an engineer in the same branch. The company cannot hire every and each one of you, right? So you have to think from the recruiter's point of mind, what he is thinking, what he will see different in your CV, which is different from your friend CV or the CV of any other XYZ student in some other college. So this is again very important. Think from the recruiter's point of view. So one example I'll give you, I'll see people in their certifications, they put out 4 to 5 certifications, all beginners level, right? Just to fill in the gaps. Guys, this is not going to help you. Look, when the recruiter sees the CV, he looks into this and says, oh, okay, 5 courses, 5 beginner level. That means he never, stick to one course to actually reach out to the expert level. So he wasn't thorough, he wasn't consistent, he wasn't hardworking in that way. Or probably he's portraying a profile which he is not. He's portraying someone which he is not actually, right? And understand the recruiter has gone through the same process. He was also in the college. He also know how the mindset really works. So don't try to fool him. Okay, just stick to your CV, put on the recruiter hat, understand what he wants from you, why he should hire you, why he should invest in you. So that is a very important thing. Third is, create your priority matrix. Guys, I've seen so many of my friends who end up in some company after their 4 years into engineering, only to realize after 2 or 3 months that they are probably not the right fit for the company, or the company is not the right fit for them. They are not growing, they are not learning, the environment is toxic, the culture is unbearable. These are some of the things that really happen. So guys, don't rush to each and every company that comes to you. Look, and other thing that is very important is, don't think that your placement or your opportunities are only to the companies that are coming to the campus. No, you are an engineer. You can reach out to any other company who's recruiting in India or abroad, anywhere. You don't need to depend on your college placement committees or placement cell to help you get placed. They will definitely help you. That's why they are there for. But don't just sit back and think that, okay, fine, they will help me. No, it's a day one. You can do so much bigger than this. There are so many companies, and try to understand this. There are so many companies, they don't come to the campus. It's not because the campus is not some A rank campus or something. No, the companies have limited liability. They have limited set. The companies that I've talked to my HR friends, and they tell us that they have a list, or wherein they can only put 10 or 12 colleges. That's it. Now it's a competition every day. Hardly 2 or 3 colleges changes from the list. So they have their constraints. It's not about the college. It's about the company's constraint. So but you can reach out to them. They always go into the open market for hiring. You can always go to them. So create your priority matrix. Priority matrix, as in the metrics that I used to use, is the name of the company, the role being offered, and the package being offered. Now you can put it in any order. Based on this, you can do your company selection, and then you can eventually reach out to your companies, maybe in the open market or maybe through the placement committees or the placement opportunities that are coming to the campus. The fourth one is, research that one question. That essentially means, many times when students go to the interview rounds, in the HR round especially, when they ask, the company asks that you can ask anything that is in your mind about the company, your culture, your growth, anything, your future perspectives. Guys, always ask that thing. This is one thing that the company is looking in, that are you the person who reaches out to other people? Communication is your forte or not? You are thorough, or the most important thing that the company want to find out, are you passionate about this job or this opportunity or not? Is it something that you just are here to get a job, or you are passionate about this company, you want to be part of this company, this culture, or you want to grow with this company? So this is something that creates a big gap between a selection and a rejection. This is very important. And fifth one is, be yourself, don't fake. Even if you are a certain personality and you think this personality doesn't goes well with the culture that is there in the company, so be it, but don't fake yourself. One major reason I tell you is because, guys, it's not about that if company rejects you, it doesn't mean that you were not the best fit. It sometimes also means that the HRs reject you because you are not the cultural fit. Companies invest millions of dollars in creating certain kind of culture in their organization. So if you're not a cultural fit, they will eventually say no to you. Even if you are so good at technical, even if you are a person who has got some XYZ rank, some top ranks in the competitions, anything. But if you're not a cultural fit, the companies may not hire you. So just be yourself. Even if a company doesn't hire you and you think you gave your best, that means somewhere down the line it's good, right? Because after 3 or 4 months you realize that probably I would suffocate in this culture. It's better you never ended up with that company. Go with the company that suits your or matches with your vibes, matches with your personality, your whole approach. So that is again very important thing. These are some of the things that some of the things that no one would ever tell you. That look, this is something that we also faced during my graduation and in my post graduation also. So you'll find that many of times the backbenchers, they take the best job that are coming to the campus, best profiles in something. But remember this thing: the backbenchers, they may take the best offer, but hard work always pays in the long run. You have 30 to 40 years in your corporate life. Even if they took the best offer, no worries. They have to sustain the 30, 40 years, right? Because the company is evaluating you every year. So even if you don't get the best job, even if you land with a mediocre job, even if it's not your dream job, dream company, don't dishearten. You have a long journey out ahead of you. Just stick to your basics. You are a hard worker. Be a hard worker. Be consistent, and you will get what you really deserve at the last. Second thing is, never burn your bridges. I see many times, even if during politics or even if during discussions, or even if we create so smaller groups in our campus, you will find in first year itself, you'll find you'll have say 600 people, you'll have somewhere around 100 odd groups, 3 people each group on an average. But don't even if you have small fights, small arguments with your roommates, with your friends, but never burn your bridges. You should always leave a conversation at a point wherein you can always come back to the person in the future and ask for help or ask for guidance or ask for anything. You can start a conversation, forgetting what happened in the past. So this is very important. Eventually you will never gain if you burn your bridges, right? You will always lose. In terms of maybe you don't need that person in the future, but even if the situation arises, you probably don't have the face to go to face that person. So don't do that. Second thing is, the third thing is this the Goa trip will happen, maybe as a reunion trip. It's a very light-hearted thing, but eventually I've seen Goa trips never happen in the college. But stick to it, stick to your plan. They eventually happen. Mine happen. So and many of my friends, they went to Goa trip or any other trip. So yeah. And last is, all things happen together for good. So as I already told you, I was part of Fist Fusion. We were 10 people in that crew. We were a very very big group. So 10 people from the Fist Fusion, then 10, 20 odd people. We used to celebrate. Even a birthday celebration, small birthday celebration would mean 30, 35 odd people. So, and eventually not everyone gets the best offer when they come out of the campus. They don't, they are placed at the best position what they dreamed of when they were entering college. But 3 years, 4 years down the line, when I meet all of them, when I see all of them, they all are at the very good positions. They achieved what they really wanted to achieve. Though they started late, maybe in year 3, year 4, it took them a couple of more years after graduation, but eventually they got what they wanted. Or even if they haven't, they are still trying to, and I hope they will get it pretty soon. So these are the pics from our Goa trip. We passed in 2016 and we went to Goa in 2018. So yeah, Goa trips, they do happen. This is my summary of this whole presentation. So some of the key takeaways I think you should note is college was never your destination. It was only a pit stop. The race is still out there. You have to prepare for destination. Don't wait for year 3 or year 4, to start preparing for your dream positions like the companies or the government jobs or the any other XYZ position. Be a startup, be it anything. Don't wait for year 3 or year 4. Start from day one, right? Year 1 is the right time to start working on your journey. Eventually you'll get so much of time and so much of space, so much of knowledge in these 4 years that eventually you will get what you want in year 5 itself or maybe in year 4 itself. So this is very important. Second thing is figure out your competition. Your competition is not your roommate, is not your friends, it's not your specialization people, as in be it civil, mechanical, CS. Your competition is every other engineer who is coming out of the country in every other college, because they are coming into the industry in year 4 to fight for the same job that you are fighting for. So they are your competition, right? Prepare your CV, your personality according to that. Third thing is another chance to create a holistic profile. So guys, forget what you have done in your 12th year schooling. This is another 4 years. You are into the college. You can shape your profile, your personality in whatever way you want to be, right? But do that. If you want to pursue anything, be it extracurricular, be it music, be it dance, be it entrepreneurship, just do it. Explore different things. Create a holistic profile, right? The companies who come to the campus, they know that you have learned the same thing, the same course that the other students have learned in your batch, right? Then how you are different? Probably he too will create the technical round. You will clear the technical round. But in the HR round, the company has to take only one guy. You are two candidates. How they would differentiate? These are some of the areas where they differentiate your personality with the other one. Fourth one is network, communicate, leverage. Reach out to your seniors, reach out to your alums, reach out to your faculties, communicate with them, talk to them what you are facing, what you are thinking. Maybe hardly 5%, 2% of them will reply back. I'm talking in terms of alums. Maybe 100% of reply in terms of your seniors, 4th year, 3rd year. But guys, this is very important. And because of this communication, you can leverage so many things, so many things. I can give you another example. I'm not sure should I tell it here or not, but I know Pooja Parwani ma'am. She came yesterday. She was my senior. I had a call with her yesterday night, and you won't believe. I mean, she was hiring for some very good position in Amazon itself, and she asked me if I want to apply for it. I mean, she was asking for my CV and everything. So guys, this how network really helps you. So reach out to people. You would never know who is sitting on an opportunity that is something that you really want in your life. And the last one is try harder. So guys, we are not from the IITs, we are not from the NITs, we are from JP. And one thing that we know, we try hard, and we try harder for every opportunity in the market. That is very important. So any Q&A, in case if you want to reach out to me, this is you can scan it. It's my LinkedIn profile link. Yeah.
Yeah, Harshit, thank you so much. So informative session it was, and I was sure that the students are going to be benefited from your experience, from your information, what you have given to the students. And you have said rightly that the student has to work by themselves, of course, because relying on someone is going to delay the process, right? So anyhow, you have your own way to do it, because today I have seen that so many competitions are going on, either the technical side or either the managerial side, and the students can take part into that, so that it will brush up their technical skills, as well as it will be given a recognition also, because today the recognition is being recognized by the achievements are being recognized by the corporates, and according to that they will hire you. You never know who is going to watch your profile on the LinkedIn and who is going to contact with you for another hiring, right? Absolutely. So Harshit, thank you so much for your information, and we have lined up with the second session. So we are, and eventually I don't think that the questions are there, so I think that the students have got plenty of information from you. Thank you so much. and
Thank you, sir. One thing I'll again repeat, guys, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Just make sure while you send a connection request, at least add a line to each and every connection request that you send. It's a good habit. Try it with me, and then you can eventually do it with others also. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Harshit, and please be connected.